now listening to Lauer Road Radio.
Hey, welcome one and all to the #1 podcast, winter, spring, and fall. Talking sports for the thrill of it all. Hey, talking life, but we're killing it all. Jason and Dan with the master plan. These are dangerous men with the mic in the hand. Ha. Bonafide winners everywhere that we go. You're a part of the team.
Lauer Radio.
Dad light, thug light, bright lights in sight. All right. What? Dad light, thug light, bright lights in sight. All right. Yeah. Dad light, thug light, bright lights in sight. All right. Bonafide winners everywhere that we go. You're a part of the team.
Lauer Radio.
Let's get it.
What?
At Tanagra, when the walls fell. This is Dan Owings coming at you another time for Lauer Road Radio with my co-host, as always, Jason. Jesse's in the room. Friend of the show, David Fleming, is a fly on the wall. Harrison is running the sound and video and doing everything technically to make sure the show is happening. And I'm already regretting whose decision was it to have?
Yeah, it was 100% you.
Was it?
Yeah.
Jad. Although you're Jaddeus, though. When you introduce yourself to someone, you say your name is Jaddeus,
Yes,
right?
I do.
Yeah. Because you're like a grown-up now.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
And it stands out more, you know,
Than Jad.
Because
people have questions. Chad? You're like Jad.
Yeah.
Chad?
And like spell
Fad?
it for me.
Fad?
Yeah.
Right. I mean, I
Rad?
said the same thing with Jaddeus.
Do you remember that? Do you remember that show in the 80s? It was like a movie, and it was about like BMX riders,
Oh, yeah.
and it was called Rad.
Yeah.
Do you remember that show?
Yes.
That was kind of a cool
Barely.
thing. You don't remember that.
It was before his time.
What year were you born?
93.
Yikes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
No way.
Yikes. So anyway, friend of the show, I'm going to say Jad, because that's how I know you.
That's fine.
You can call me Dan. Is on the show. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it is funny, in one of your last episodes, you know, you called me a longtime friend of the show,
Mhm.
and then Jason's like, and I've known Jad for a long time.
Yep.
You know, but we're not friends.
Oh, I meant it.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's how
Yeah.
that's how I interpreted it.
Sure.
So
yeah.
that's pretty accurate. You know, it's true. I mean, Dan and I were roommates, and Jason was always 1 or 2 years older.
I'm
He still is, actually.
smarter,
It
wiser.
didn't change.
the
So he
whole
was
thing,
always
yeah.
running with the older crowd, and I was like, that's fine, whatever. You know.
Okay.
No, and just for the record, my very first memory of Jad, we were like 10, 12 years old.
Yeah, I'd say so.
And we're walking into our church's, our church had a youth building.
Mm-hmm.
And we come around the corner in the youth building. It's like, it's a whole new world.
Yeah.
It's exciting. And we just hear people going nuts on the drums.
On the drums.
Like
It was like Animal from the Muppets was on the drums.
Yeah, when we come around the corner, that was my impression. There was this long-haired hippie freak on the drums just going,
That was-
hitting the cymbals and the snare and everything.
That was me at
And that was
10,
Jad.
10 years
Yeah.
old, I think.
Yeah.
That's
You know?
my first memory of him, too.
Yeah.
So
It was fun. What are you
And
gonna do?
Jad is stuck with us. He's like that thing that gets stuck on your shoe and you think you got it off,
Yeah.
but then later in the
Little
day,
tacky,
it's
sticky.
still there.
Yeah.
It's just still there.
Collects
True.
rocks
Or-
and dirt.
like dog poop. You always just kind of smell it.
Mhm.
I mean, you
You're like,
cleaned it off.
I know I got rid of it, but now it's stuck in
Residue.
my nose, almost. Yeah. So, Jad, how are you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. man.
Why
How about
did
yourself?
you? Why would you want to associate yourself with this big radio personality like yourself?
Well, I know. 10-year radio U vet.
Uh-huh.
I decided to, humble myself, try and increase your guys' ratings because I've seen the numbers on YouTube, and it's unfortunately not fantastic.
Because you used to do the Saturday night show on
I
a
would
radio
do Friday
station.
night, Saturday night, sometimes Sunday. Yeah, I would do the hardcore show.
Yeah.
Me and this guy Smitty had,
Sure.
street
Did they-
style party, all that
Smitty's
stuff.
brother was on the show.
Smitty's brother was on the show. No longer.
No,
He's not
dead.
He's not. No, he's just not a
We
fan.
lost him.
No.
I don't want to say not a fan of the show. That may or may not be
He's
true.
not a fan of me.
Just not a fan of you in
He
particular.
defriended me.
Yeah.
Oh.
Like, it was
Unfriended.
pretty whatever.
Pretty
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah.
I mean,
Bad.
you do have a tendency to rub people the wrong way.
Honestly,
from
it was
time
my
to time.
support of Trump.
Yeah. He supports.
After January 6th, I said I support Donald J. Trump. And
No, it was
his
on January 6th. that
It
you
was
said.
on January
Yeah.
6th.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And he said, "Oh, really? After all this, goodbye." And he defriended me on every platform.
Yep. Haven't
And I haven't
spoken
talked to him
since.
since.
People have strong opinions about politics. It happens, right?
Let's talk about that.
Jed, do you know what I say?
What do you say, Dan?
Politics, schmalitics. It's too confusing.
It's too confusing.
So
MXPX. Yep.
So why do you want to be on the show? What's
Honestly, I'm slightly offended that it's taken you 5 years to finally invite me.
Well, in fairness, you kind of invited yourself. What?
We did have Jimmy Lasher on before.
Yeah, that's true. We had Jimmy on.
I know. I heard it.
Listen, Jimmy's a published author, so
It's very true.
You know.
I have not published my book
Can I
yet.
just say,
Yeah,
you guys
sure.
keep throwing that around.
published author.
Yeah, I am too, and you've never said that about me.
That's
Well,
true.
you only half.
You're kind of like Donald Trump.
What's
Fair.
the name of your book?
Fair, a blessed tragedy.
A Blessed Tragedy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
How many pages is it?
99.
Oh, so you didn't read the 100. To be like a verified author, I'm pretty sure it has to be 100 pages or more.
Well, I think it's 99 pages of content, and then there's a couple in the beginning at the end.
Sure.
Yeah.
I mean, you could have just like thrown a drawing in there. Make
I
it
tried.
100.
I tried. It wasn't a good drawing.
I see.
Anyway, so why do you want to be on?
I don't know. I like the show. I'm genuinely a
Really?
fan of the show.
how long have you listened?
About the last 4 weeks since I knew I was coming on. No, to be fair, I started out listening to the show like back when you guys stared it. and
Back
I
when
was
we
like,
were a sports podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm not a sports guy.
Yeah.
And then
Turns
it was
out we
kinda
aren't
like-
either.
And it was kind of like, okay.
We were super into sports, and then it became obligatory because it was like, oh, we're doing the podcast.
watch the game.
I gotta watch the game because I gotta talk about it. And then I'm sitting here watching a game that in the past I would have watched just for the enjoyment of it.
Yeah.
But now I'm watching
It's
it
like a
because I
job.
feel like I have to.
Right.
And I don't like
That's
this
not right.
anymore.
Yeah.
So then Jason and I are just like, we won't talk about sports. And then I thought, once we stop talking about sports, then I'll start liking it again. Turns out, no, I'm not really. Don't really watch it that much.
Still don't like
Although I did
sports.
watch baseball last night.
There you go. So, anyways, yeah, I don't know. So, but I will say, I think after 5 years, you guys are finally hitting your stride.
I feel like we might be.
And you know, I'm pretty sure that in the next like 3 to 4 years, your guys' numbers are going to double.
You know what?
I will place $1 down right now and make that bet with anybody who wants to go against.
We're
me.
committed.
If they don't more than double, I might be done.
There's a lot of things that you can
Well, it's
say.
easy. It's easy to go from 1 to 2. You know,
There's a lot of things you can say about Jason and I. You know,
there are a lot of things
Yeah.
you can say.
but we're not quitters. Sometimes people ask us to quit.
Yeah.
Tell us you're not invited here
Yeah, no,
anymore.
we're good.
But that was their decision.
Right.
And so far, the internet has not come up to us.
To be honest, I was thinking that is one thing that I genuinely do actually love about the show is that you guys are not politically correct at all.
No.
And I actually love that. And I'm actually surprised you guys haven't gotten canceled yet. Maybe me openly
We've had a
saying
few
this.
episodes.
Yeah. The episode
Well,
Jason and I did
The
together
episode that
got
I was,
pulled.
yeah,
Oh, okay.
I was
Never mind.
gone, and it was just these
But
two
you know
guys.
what? That means that you're doing something right. If you
Okay.
can get a show canceled, then that means that you're doing something right. You're not just part of the system. That
Yeah.
You have
like
real
you
strong
at Radio
opinions.
U. Mm-hmm. Radio U is just a cog in the system.
A
I've
cog
always
in
said
the
that.
system. You know, it's crazy because
Big.
I mean, after 28 years
Uh-huh.
of being listener supported,
Yeah.
the people still don't think that's true because they're still on the air.
What is this, an advertisement for Radio
No,
U?
I'm just saying, Radio U is the greatest radio station of all time. That's all I'm saying.
Jason,
QFM
Mount
96.
Rushmore of radio stations. WKRP,
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
right? What's another?
700 WLW.
700 WLW. That I once listened to 700 WLW all the way to Richmond, Virginia.
Yeah.
So it's a strong
It's a
signal.
big one.
WKRP, 700 WLW. What's another famous radio station?
News radio.
News Radio.
I knew it was gonna be a
okay,
TV show.
there it is.
Yeah, there you go.
And
We got one more.
Mount
Kathy
Rushmore.
Griffith?
We got one more.
Or Griffin?
Yeah,
With Joe Rogan.
Griffin.
Yeah, Joe Rogan was in it.
Joe Rogan.
Andy Dick.
Andy Dick,
Andy Dick.
Joe Rogan,
I just watched an interview with
And
Andy
Phil
Dick.
Hartman.
Phil Hartman,
Phil Hartman.
and Dave
I could
Foley.
never get into that show as hard as I try.
It's
I know
better
you
than
guys
you think
loved
it is.
but
You remind me of Andy Dick a lot, actually. So,
I don't think that's a compliment.
I like this show. So, you know.
Yeah.
Just more the second part of that's what I remind you of.
Huh? Okay, that's
and
enough.
moving on.
Yeah, you said you wanted this show for your kids, Jed.
Yeah, you know,
Okay.
I'm trying to keep it.
Uh-huh.
In fact, you know, I did think about that. We probably should lay down some ground rules about what we can and cannot talk about, and the way
Have you
that we
heard?
talk about things.
Sorry,
'Cause I've-
shut up. Have you heard about this Spanish basketball team, Jason, in the early 2000s?
No.
They they were a Paralympic team. Not making this up. Spanish national Paralympic team. Was it 2006?
Like wheelchair?
I think? No, there are different categories of Paralympics.
They were blind.
They were slow. You had to like.
Wait. Is blind actually a thing in the Paralympics? That's a genuine question.
I think there are blind Olympic events.
Well,
Are there?
Yeah, there's runners that they attach themselves to another runner. They run with them.
Like a three-legged race?
Yeah, but
Well, they all have their own legs.
Yeah.
Sure.
And having sight doesn't help you necessarily throw a javelin further.
That's true.
No,
I mean,
but
ultimately-
they're probably not doing archery.
Actually, the sight might even be a disadvantage because you've got this like barrier within
Yeah.
yourself.
I just could
when you're blind, you don't have that
I
barrier.
just could see them turning around and throwing it accidentally into the crowd.
Well, that's
It
one of the
might be a
risks,
Yeah.
definitely.
It's exciting to go to.
It is.
Put lots of netting up.
So anyway, the Spanish Paralympic team. There are different categories of basketball teams. So one is the wheelchair, but one is the slower folk, developmentally disabled, I think is the term. And in order to get onto the team, you have to you take an IQ test. I'm not making any of this up. And if you're at a certain level, below a certain level, then you qualify to be on this team, right? So they have this basketball tournament. And in, I think it was 2006, the Spanish national team cheated, and 11 of their 12 players were just normal dudes, playing basketball. And in the interview that I watched, the guy was talking about, he said that they were encouraged to act dumb. And they made it, of course, to the finals, and in the finals routed Russia, beat them 90-50 or something like that. And it was pretty messed up. I just saw that the other day.
Did they
and
ever
I thought that was
strip the
interesting.
awards from them?
Oh, they immediately took it away.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the guys were
In the post-game press
in
conference.
the post-game press conference, one guy was now we have 12 medals, or I don't know what I'm trying to say.
Can you imagine being the one guy on that team though that
my
did
gosh.
qualify and you were so excited?
Yeah, I'd be
and then
so
that gets
upset.
ripped from him.
Because
Yeah.
he thinks it's genuine.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He probably
that-
doesn't
I'm not
make the
smarter.
difference.
That reminds me of the opposite of that is The Ringer. Did you ever see that movie with Johnny Knoxville? He basically pretended to be mentally.
Is that a Christopher Nolan movie?
No, it's not a Christopher
Okay.
Nolan movie.
When
It's
did
a
we get
comedy.
ice cream?
Why would? Yes, he's seen it. He knows. It's
I've never
not
even heard of
politically
it.
correct at all. but it's very
Jad's.
funny.
Jad, what's the greatest movie of all time?
Wait, I know what he's going to say.
Okay, go for it.
Memento.
It is absolutely 100%. He knows me.
Stupidest movie.
It's
And
not
number
the-
two.
it's
so
number
dumb.
two.
Number
listen,
two.
number two.
What's
Face
number
Off.
two? Is number two Face Off?
No.
Yeah.
Number 2 is not Face Off.
You raved about that
I
for
did
years.
You
rave
loved
about
that
it.
movie.
Do the impression.
You're I remember you saw Face Off, and you're and I was it looks kind of dumb. It's like Nick Cage and John Travolta. He's no, man, shut up. It's John Travolta is acting like Nicolas Cage, and Nick Cage is acting like John Travolta. I'm I don't know, man. It doesn't. No, you don't understand. It's the greatest acting I've ever seen because it's you're looking at Nicolas Cage, but he's acting like. I'm Jadde's an actor, and Nicolas, John Travolta's not a hard guy to impress.
Yeah.
So,
but
anyway.
Memento, it's the whole movie's but backwards.
Yeah, the
It's
Memento,
it
the
starts
movie's
at the end
backwards.
and it moves to the beginning.
It blew your mind as a
Memento is still.
I will
not back down on that.
19-year-old. It's the greatest movie of all time for you.
Greatest movie of all time,
Yeah.
still to this day standing. And
Yeah.
Christopher Nolan is the greatest director.
And Christopher
writer.
Nolan doesn't think that's one of his best movies of all time.
Because it isn't.
I still think it is. It's mind-boggling. It's one of those movies you can watch over and over and over and still pick up new
Is
stuff.
there can
And
anything
anytime you can
be
do that? To me, that's genius.
can anything be boggling that's not mind-boggling? I think.
There's
I
a
think-
game boggle.
I think there's only mind-boggling.
No, there's the game.
I mean, I
boggle,
think you could just say
right?
boggling,
No, I
right?
think
I don't
there's
think we
things
have
that
to
are-
have the prefix mind. Can something be stomach-boggling?
Oh, I've had some. boggling.
My stomach's been boggling for a couple hours now.
I guess. Okay. All right.
Harrison's stomach
All
was
right.
bog-
I stand
boggling
corrected.
earlier. Yeah.
So it does need the descriptor of mind, the word boggling.
Yes.
I just don't hear it.
Yeah.
There are some words like that. That,
Like
that
what else,
only
Dan?
go with other words. Like unmitigated is always followed by disaster, right? It's an unmitigated disaster. I only hear that word as a description of disaster.
Got to find other ways to use that word then.
I
Like the
think
mold.
so. But boggling is a great word. Mind-boggling. So what was mind-boggling? Oh, Memento.
Memento.
Yeah.
Still is.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
We are all glad that you never smoked pot because the kind of movies that you like.
What are you talking about?
You know.
I like a lot of movies that other people like as well,
Mm-hmm.
but I do like things that have original thought.
Mm-hmm.
Christopher Nolan, again, lots of stuff that he does
Mhm.
is very original,
But
and he tells a story in a way that so many other people just never would, and it's amazing.
But don't you kind of feel like the biggest Christopher Nolan fan out there is Christopher Nolan? Like, a little too impressed with himself. You know, getting a little too cute.
What's
don't
the
you
Mount
think?
Rushmore of Christopher Nolan movies?
Inception.
Inception's one.
Interstellar.
Memento. No, not Interstellar.
Oh,
I love Interstellar.
Interstellar's great.
Matthew McConaughey.
All right.
No, he is okay. So Mount Rushmore of actors that suck.
Wait a minute, stop. Mount Rushmore of actors that suck?
Yes,
Matthew McConaughey?
I. Hate
Oh,
that
You
guy.
can leave.
No,
In the show now. 15
All
minutes.
right,
We're
all
done.
right.
Nick Cage.
I would agree with that.
He's not great.
He's not great.
He's
at all.
just-
Honestly,
My
okay,
wife
listen, overrated.
hates him.
Turns
Not
out
just
that
sucky actors, overrated.
Okay,
actors.
overrated actors. Nick Cage. Because it turns out Nick Cage is just Nick Cage.
Oh,
You know who
Nick
else is
Cage.
just themselves is Keanu Reeves.
Keanu Reeves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know
Samuel L. Jackson.
Yes.
He's the same
He's
guy.
just- You know who else is
You're telling me
himself?
Mace Windu is not.
Why did you say it that way?
You know who's always himself,
Uh-huh.
but is actually still always in fantastic movies.
Donald Trump. He was in
Home Alone
Home Alone 2. Killed
He
it.
was.
Crushed it. It's an amazing movie. It's incredible. All right.
Other movies are good.
No, it's
Some,
just-
I
was
mean,
actually
that's what
gonna
they
say
tell me.
Tom-
They tell me that Home Alone
told me
2
the
is far
beautiful
superior to Home
and
Alone 1.
fantastic.
It's wonderful. I've been in more movies than I've seen. All right. What
No,
were you
Tom-
going to say?
Tom Cruise.
Oh, no.
I don't know.
Tom Cruise is fantastic.
But you're saying
that's what
Tom
I said.
Cruise
No,
is
I
Tom
said,
Cruise.
but is fantastic. I said, but he's always himself. Tom Cruise.
That's
yeah, but he's
kinda
not
true.
overrated.
No, he's not. In
Okay.
every
He's
movie
great
he
at-
does, he's Tom Cruise.
He's great at
But
being Tom
somehow
Cruise.
You
Yeah.
just believe
Nobody's
he's that
better.
character.
Have you seen Bill Hader?
Bill Hader's a better Tom Cruise.
He's a pretty good Tom Cruise. Have you ever seen Bill Hader do
Bill
Tom
Hader
Cruise?
does.
I don't know if I
It's
have.
pretty
seen
good.
it.
It's pretty good.
Okay,
I like
so
Bill Hader, though.
finish off the Mount Rushmore of
Overrated
Okay,
actors.
so Matthew McConaughey,
It's not Matthew
Nicolas
McConaughey.
Cage.
I love Matthew
I'm
McConaughey.
sorry. What do you love about him so much? What?
Just
good
all of
is
it.
he in? I mean,
Interstellar.
Yeah.
okay, Interstellar was great because of Christopher Nolan, not because of him.
I don't know about that.
It's the writing, the directing. Matt, you could have plugged anybody better in there, and it would have been a better movie.
Wow.
And I loved Interstellar. I did.
We named our
But-
dog after Murphy.
Yeah, from the
In
movie.
Interstellar, Yeah.
Anyways,
It's going to be hard to come up with Mount Rushmores. What would be the Matthew McConaughey Mount Rushmore? I mean, what is he known?
exactly.
What is
He sucks.
What is he known for? Can you look it up?
He wanted to be the governor of Texas.
I would vote for him.
I know you would. 'cause
He's a liberal scumbag.
Is he?
Yeah, I
Thank
couldn't.
you.
I
Oh.
couldn't vote. for him.
McConaughey?
He's
Yeah.
not
I thought he was like
conservative.
fairly conservative
No.
He's
compared
like,
to other
he comes
Hollywood
across
people.
as just an everyday, down-to-earth American. He's
Yeah, that's what
not.
I'm picking up.
Exactly. He's not.
Hmm.
Anyways,
What's
as
Je-
an actor,
Jesse? What are the
If Preston was here, he would already have it.
I know what is.
I have it. You guys
Okay.
have
What
it.
is it?
Shut up
Go
long
ahead.
enough to let me say it.
Jesse, what are the
Go,
Matthew
Jesse.
McConaughey movies?
The Wolf of Wall Street.
no.
That's supposed to be good. I've never
I've
seen
watched it recently just because I was finally interested. It's
it.
trash.
You know, you for someone that doesn't like Matthew McConaughey,
You
it
sure-
seems like you've seen a
Yeah.
lot of Matthew McConaughey movies. What's next?
I mean, he's been in a lot.
Okay, well, say
We Are-
some.
We Are Marshall.
You know what? That was pretty good.
That was pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Tropic Thunder. Forgot about that one.
Yeah, not a good movie.
No, it wasn't. I'm just listing movies. These aren't my favorite.
He's in a bunch of romantic stuff before.
Yeah, lots of romantic stuff. Scorpion Sting, Tiptoes, Newton.
Okay,
Boys.
maybe Matthew McConaughey's not very
Thank
good.
you. I proved
But
my
I like
point.
Interstellar
Magic
a lot.
Mike.
And I like him in
Magic
Interstellar.
Mike?
Magic
He's in
Mike
Magic
XXL.
Mike?
He was in
I
both of
No.
them, apparently.
I haven't seen any of those movies, but I do like Interstellar,
Yeah.
and I like Matthew McConaughey in it. And Interstellar might be controversial, might be the
soundtrack.
Mount Rushmore of Hans Zimmer soundtracks.
Yeah.
But that's for a discussion for
Kung
another
Fu
day.
Panda.
Lion King.
You know,
Yeah.
I'm looking at the movies that he's been in. And before this, I would have said, yeah, I'm a Matthew McConaughey fan. He's been in a lot of good movies. But I'm scrolling
Turns out
through
he
and I
hasn't.
find like one or two. That I'm
He's-
like,
he's got
this
some
is
Has he
good.
been in a
commercials.
Western?
Yeah.
Shouldn't he have been in a
I
Western?
would think so. What was that? 12?
Yeah, he was in Lone Star in 1996.
I have no idea what that is.
I don't know. Okay, so
my case.
what Mount Rushmore are we on?
Yeah.
Mount Rushmore.
Well, we can't
actors
decide
that
on
suck.
overrated actors, but apparently Matthew McConaughey is overrated. Is
Yeah.
that? Can we agree with that?
Yeah.
I don't think so, but well, it's
What,
Jed's Mount
what
Rushmore.
movies do
It's
you
fine.
like
Alright.
that are Matthew McConaughey?
Interstellar.
And what else?
I guess there's that HBO thing he was pretty good in. He was like a detective or something.
I like that car commercial he
You
does.
can't-
Oh, I
name the
love his
show.
car commercials.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Have you seen his car commercials?
Oh my gosh! Please, you.
I actually
got
like-
to be joking. Did you see Jim Carrey on SNL make fun of those?
I don't watch NSNL.
And he's like
550
in the car, and he's doing this,
horsepower.
and he's like, "Why am I rolling this booger around in my fingers? I'm driving my Lincoln." I'm like, dude, that's so Matthew McConaughey.
Lincoln Lawyer. Lincoln Lawyer.
No,
Lincoln Lawyer. That's how I
Okay.
find my
you know,
Matthew
we've spent
McConaughey
20
impression.
minutes of the show basically talking about.
That's a lot more time than I
pretty much
expected to
nothing.
talk about.
Harrison
Matthew
hasn't
McConaughey.
even pressed record yet. He's just letting us get to the
Just
good parts.
roll.
That's
Probably
good.
have to.
That's smart.
Okay.
Smart.
I've got stuff. Do you got stuff?
Well, I had the whole Spanish basketball team thing.
Okay.
So that was.
I have a
That
would
was
you
good
rather.
one. That was a good one.
Would you,
What?
a would you rather?
Would you
Oh,
rather?
would you
Because this
rather.
is like classic Jad
Oh,
conversation.
Jad
Yeah,
loves
of
a would you
course.
rather.
Okay. Would you rather have all the traffic lights you approach be green
Okay.
or never have to stand in a line again?
Never stand in line again.
Oh yeah, for
Yeah.
me
Hands
that's
Really?
easy.
Yeah.
I
Hands
think
down.
I think I'm a green light guy.
Dude, go into freaking like Cedar Point, Kings Island. Like,
yeah,
think
I don't
about that.
care about that.
You know how expensive it is to buy those stupid passes?
He
But
does.
just driving down the road hitting every green light always?
When else would I
I'm mostly driving the freeway.
play the Office iOS game if not at a red light?
Standing
very
in
true.
line.
So you're admitting right now that you do.
It's a passive game.
and drive.
It's a passive game. It's not an active game. So I might
Sure.
open up a gift basket. You know,
right.
if I get an alert that I have a
Right.
gift basket to open,
Are there any
and if I'm
police
at a
that
red
watch
light,
this show? Hopefully not.
police that watch the show,
Yeah. I'm just saying.
think
you
so.
know, if they now have to go out of their way to
they got
pull-
bigger
take
fish
extra
to fry.
time.
They got bigger problems. They can catch me. I've gotten a ticket for being on my phone while in the car.
Really? Please tell this story.
It was in Michigan, and he pulled me over, and I was responding to a text. I was on the highway, you know.
Sure.
I mean, it was
Leave me
like, you know,
alone.
and I had an Ohio license plate. He was a Michigan cop, and he said, you know, you were on your phone. I said, is it illegal to be on your GPS? Like,
Yeah.
I can't. like-
Oh, so you played
now,
that card.
now I didn't lie because
You
I
asked a
You
question.
just asked
I
the
wasn't
question.
on my GPS, but I
Right.
asked,
Just
is
ask
it
the
illegal to
question.
be on your
You
GPS?
were trying to mislead him.
Yeah.
Intentionally.
And he said,
Would you die if you ate this?
he said that in the state of Michigan,
Yeah.
he goes, I know, and he gave me that, like, I know that this isn't the law in Ohio, but in the state of Michigan,
Yeah.
son, that kind of thing. He said, if the phone is, it doesn't matter what you're doing on it, if it's not in a
Cradle.
something, then it's illegal. It was like a $150 ticket.
What's crazy is I remember delivering pizzas and having fold-out maps.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Driving with a fold-out map, far more dangerous than
Right.
a GPS on a
It's
phone.
very
It's illegal
true.
to be on your phone on a GPS, but you can legally eat lobster while you're, you know what I mean? There's no law against that. I could be cracking it open, dipping it in butter, eating it, you know, there's no law against that. But yet I can't check my phone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was mad in Oklahoma. I got a ticket for not wearing a seatbelt. It was like a $10 ticket. And where we lived in Oklahoma, lots of motorcycles because the weather was fairly nice most of the time.
that's a good point.
And I said, so how's that work? I said, does a motorcycle guy have to wear a seatbelt? He's like, it's just the law. I just...
That's a good. I've never thought about that. That's
I was so
actually
mad.
A great thing to
I'm like,
ponder.
people are flying by on motorcycles. They're not strapped down.
You know what
Why
else-
should I?
you-
I'm in a huge truck
Right.
going 20 miles an hour down the city.
You know what else kills me is back to your phone thing is the cops themselves are on giant laptop computers
But they're in a cradle.
while they're driving.
They're in a cradle.
in a cradle, and they can be doing all that stuff, and it's totally fine because they're cops. Just saying.
They're playing SimCity on that thing.
That's what I would be doing.
Well, that's an idle game too. You know what I mean? So it's just, it's about.
I don't know. It's pretty active when I was on SimCity.
I've never
Constantly
played it
going
before.
there.
I don't know how it goes exactly. I had a friend that played it a lot. So what was your? Would you rather the green light?
or
That was not
sorry,
your.
yeah.
That was not your best one.
Yeah.
For me, I hate
mean, it was
standing
good.
in line.
I think the best would you rather that you ever did was the pennies one. The
I don't
truckload
remember.
of pennies.
What is that?
How did you guys word it? I think it was like, would you rather have $2 million in pennies or just $1 million
Just
straight up
regular.
in
Oh
regular
yeah.
cash?
I'd rather just have $1 million straight up. $2 million in penny. That's a lot of
headache.
work.
Yeah.
There's like logistically,
Yeah, I mean,
$1
you
million
gotta-
is enough.
You have to like roll them and then take them
Yeah.
to the bank. Like,
Yeah.
how does this work?
Just-
What?
For me, it just depends on, is it taxed money or not? If it's taxed money, I'll take the pennies because I'm gonna
Your life
send.
now-
I'm gonna send them.
But now
as
that's
I
gonna be
buy
your
them.
job.
Stop. Your full-time job at this point is rolling pennies into 50-cent packs and then depositing them at the bank to be able to spend
how much
it.
do you think?
Well,
like,
I'm
how much could you
depositing
roll
them.
in one day?
I'm not gonna deposit them. I'm just gonna pay my bills and stuff in rolls of
pennies.
pennies.
So you're going to
That's
go to
great.
Spectrum Internet and
Yep.
pay your bill.
He's
Yep.
gonna drive
in
around,
pennies.
burn up all his.
You know
gas.
how great that would be?
It would
Yes,
be
I
pretty,
would.
Pretty satisfying, to
Yeah.
be honest.
How
It's
many
just-
pennies could you count in a day?
Well, wouldn't you just
Probably
buy?
10,000.
Wait a minute. My Office iOS game actually has something to say about this.
Okay.
So when I start a new episode in the Office
Yeah.
on my game, the first thing I want to do at Dwight's desk is automate his desk. You see, because when he starts off the episode, I have to collect. He makes so much money in like 10 seconds, and then I have to collect it. And then I can upgrade him so his desk is automated.
Automating.
You see, so what Jesse would do is he would buy a some sort of penny
The giant
counting
things
machine
that they have at the grocery
right?
store, right?
And then he would hire some illegal
Mexican.
alien to just dump pennies in the machine all day, and then it's all cash after that.
Yeah,
So
that's
I
good.
think that's what you would do.
Although
I
I,
don't think
will
you're.
say the thing that most people don't understand about those coin source machines when you go to the grocery store
Pay a
is they
percent.
take like
Yeah.
like 7.5% or 10%. It's like, why would you ever throw 4 quarters in there ever? Like maybe all pennies, right? But for you to not take the time to just count 4 quarters out, am I wrong?
I don't know why anybody would do that. But what hacks me off is why can't you just take it to the bank?
Because the banks don't have people there anymore.
but they have
machines to count money.
and you can do it
You
yourself.
should be able to drop a bucket full of pennies on
It
the counter and say, I would like to
costs them
deposit this into my account.
The electricity, and they had to buy the machine.
But they're my bank. They
I
make money
know.
off of my money.
I know.
true.
I get it.
It's true.
I get it.
It should be a service provided by the
I don't know
bank.
how
Should
banks
be.
work.
Maybe the coin source thing is just like the same idea of an ATM because it's not at a bank; it's at the grocery store.
Because I'm just holding your money. You know what I mean? Like,
Well, you also distribute the money.
but it's not my money. You know,
Well, it's a Federal Reserve note. It's never
very,
your money.
It's very confusing to me. I
That'll
don't know
get us
how
banned.
money works. So what are we talking about?
Okay, last night.
Uh-huh.
This is just we'll
I
do
got
this.
a thing. Jad might have a thing.
Yeah, we also have to hit Netflix here. But
Yeah.
last night, I had to put some gas in my van.
Uh huh.
I'm only putting in $20 at a time because
Yeah, because you don't know what's going to happen.
I don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
And it costs like $800 to fill my van up. So
Yeah.
I just do $20 at a time.
Mm-hmm.
And it's 10 o'clock at night. It's over here at this certified station by my house,
Love the certified
by
station.
Marion Food Mart.
Their coffee.
Oh, it's not certified. It's the marathon across the street.
Oh, never mind. That's crap.
Sorry.
Continue.
So it's not the best part of town after dark,
no
right? There are some
bullet holes
bullet holes and shady
in
people.
random places.
So I park my van and I leave it running, which is probably a mistake. I wasn't even thinking about it.
Okay.
But I run inside. I want to buy a Powerball ticket.
Okay.
Okay, it's up to like 400 million.
Sure.
So I buy the Powerball ticket. I turn around and a guy had followed me into the gas station.
Mm-hmm.
And I look around. It scares me real quick. Like he's missing most of his teeth.
Yeah.
He's like half dressed.
I've seen
he's
this guy.
probably on drugs.
Yeah.
And he's like, I didn't understand what he said, but he's like, any chance I get a pop?
Uh huh.
I said, huh?
Yeah.
He goes, any chance I get a pop?
Ain't you guys got pop?
I'm like,
No, any chance I can get a pop?
Yeah, that's exactly.
Oh.
I didn't understand. I said, sir, I don't know what
Yeah.
you're saying. He's like, is there any chance I get a pop or a little Debbie or something?
Uh huh. What'd you do?
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And so I walk out and he follows me out.
Yeah.
He immediately lights up a cigarette.
Huh.
Like, if you could afford a cigarette, why are you trying to bum a pop
You
off?
should have asked him, like, how about 5 cigarettes and I'll give you a little divvy. And see if he would have done it. You know what I mean?
So I want to like do reverse psychology.
Have you ever
where I
smoked a
say-
cigarette, Jed?
I have not.
Really?
No, never. Because I know that I have such an addictive personality that if I started, I probably would never stop. But honestly, so my mom used to smoke, and then she stopped. My sister used to put newspaper clippings and everything all around the house to get my mom to quit. Believe it or not, and then she
Like,
quit.
she thought if she saw the news of the day, she
I
would be
don't
like,
know. I guess
"Ooh."
like the health warnings or whatever. You
Oh,
know, before.
okay.
Turns out it causes
Maybe-
cancer.
Yeah.
Wait a
And
minute.
So maybe this is like before the Surgeon General crap. I don't know.
Okay.
And so, but then when she did, my sister actually got peer pressured and started doing it. And so again, like I don't know. I would watch my sister and her husband smoke like 3 or 4 packs a day.
Mm-hmm.
And I think yet mentally from a young age, I was just like, that is so expensive. I am never going to do that.
I have also never smoked a cigarette, but I will say it's very cool. It's just cool,
That's
isn't
why
it?
That's why they're
Like
trying to
Steve
suppress
McQueen.
it.
It's Steve McQueen, it's Paul Newman, it's these guys. It's just, it looks cool.
Yeah, you know what I just go for is the bubblegum cigarettes where you can blow.
I
the
love a
smoke out
bubblegum cigarette.
the
Love a
sugar.
bubblegum cigarette.
I mean, you have the same look at the coolness, but you don't have to smoke. Mm-hmm. If you are going to smoke, safety tip: spit in the filter, and then you'll actually see the tar in the filter itself because it clings to your lungs or the saliva so much. So like that's why you should at least try and not get it in your lungs as much.
You've never smoked a cigarette, but I saw you neti pot whiskey once.
I did do that.
Neti pot whiskey.
On a challenge. I think I said, you were the one that said you would pay me to do it or something. And you were like, I'll give you $50, I believe.
Here's the thing.
No, I think we took a collection.
Jad
There
was
was
Yeah,
a-
and then you took a collection around the office. I said, I'll do it for $50. Let's go.
everybody threw in $5. There was 10 of us.
And so, because I had neti potted a lot. Like I did, obviously you start with water, then maybe I did
I've
Kool-Aid.
never done the neti
I think I
neti
did
pot.
Kool-Aid at some.
Have you ever done the neti pot?
The neti pot's the thing is that like if you're congested,
Yeah,
You
yeah.
pour it in one nostril
pour it in
and
the-
then it goes
the
through your
other.
I
sinus.
love
Looks
a
like
neti
an
pot.
Aladdin lamp.
Yeah.
It's very weird.
and it comes out your other nostril.
Yeah,
It's
the
fantastic.
first couple times you do it, it's like almost it almost feels like you're drowning.
You put in
it's
like a
so weird.
saline solution.
Salt.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
just salt
It's just
water.
salt water.
Okay.
So, anyways, I get to this point somehow, some way. He challenges me, and I'm like, "Let's go! Like, let's do this." And so we did, and I did. It was an entire tall shot glass full. I had to neti pot into it.
It was Wild Turkey 101, which is not. It's hardcore.
And let me tell you what, I think for the next 3 days, my sinuses have never been clearer.
I bet it was good for you.
And more on fire at the same time. Like I was just constantly, you know how like you have like an ugly cry and you're like dripping? Like I was just like straight up dripping for days. I immediately regretted my decision.
It might have been good for you.
But I will say that I did do it. So
It was
I
pretty
was proud of
funny.
myself.
Somewhere there's a video of that.
And you got $50.
Somewhere. I guess I didn't remember.
What do you think you
guys
did
took a
with
video.
that? What do you think you did with that $50?
I probably spent it on pizza.
It's gone.
Jad
all
used to
good.
go to the Little Caesars in Broken Arrow, and they had a memory game there. And if you couldn't you
yeah.
get free breadsticks
Yeah.
if you got
Good.
so
You got
far in the
it was
memory
like
game?
it was like a Simon.
Yeah.
You
It was
almost
like
Simon.
beep, beep, beep.
boop, bop, boop.
And then you had to
You have to
repeat
match
it.
it.
And once you got to like 20 or something, I don't
Yeah,
know, whatever it
something
was, then you could get free Crazy Bread.
Uh-huh.
And you got pretty good at that game.
I did get.
and
that
you would
game.
go and you would do that just to get free Crazy Bread.
Yeah. Now the best story about free pizza was I used to work at Papa John's when I was in Tulsa, and my car broke down. They quickly promoted me to.
Because you couldn't drive.
Well, I was an insider, but they realized my mad skills, and so quickly promoted me to a shift manager.
Mm-hmm.
But the benefit I realized with the shift manager was, as an employee, you got 50% off of pizza.
I know
As a
that.
shift manager, you got 100% free pizza.
Wow.
Okay. So in the 3 years that I was there, I ran the math one day and I realized, because sometimes we would have like parties and whatever, and I'd be like, hey guys, I got this. $10,000.
I ate a lot of pizza while you worked there.
$10,000 worth of free pizza I got those 3 years that I
Yeah.
was there. And
You know what?
so
I'll bet you earned it, though.
I did, darn it.
I think you did.
They weren't paying but I don't remember, $7 an hour.
Because you
I think?
didn't then Jason, our other roommate, worked at Domino's?
Yes, he worked at Domino's.
So I was either eating Domino's or
They
Papa
had
John's.
the amazing cheesy bread. If
you say so.
It was
As poor
pretty good.
college students, it was the way to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I still
Also
love
on
pizza.
Thursdays, that McDonald's had like 30-cent hamburgers on Thursdays.
Speaking of
Man, you
McDonald's,
are old.
I actually just visited the McDonald's right before we started the show. We went out to lunch, but my kids are really picky, just like me. Don't eat Mexican, so I took them to McDonald's up the road. And
They don't eat Mexican food.
yes,
Yeah, you have to clarify.
nor do they eat Mexicans. Anyways,
Racist.
I mean, my wife's half Mex, so you know.
Yeah.
You know.
Is that appropriate?
No, that's racist.
No,
Dan.
it's prejudice. It's not racist.
No, it's racist. Listen, if there's two things that I hate in this world,
Okay.
it
All
is
right.
racist
Okay.
and dirty Mexicans. Okay,
Like your wife.
like my wife.
She's half
She's
Mexican.
Yeah.
I love the
the other half.
other.
Yeah. Okay.
You do like
Not true.
Taco Bell, though.
Yeah.
Okay. Mount Rush. I have this listed here.
Wait,
Mount
wait,
Rushmore.
wait, I gotta get back to
No,
my
listen.
McDonald's
This is
story.
important.
Mount Rushmore
Yeah,
of-
come back to Mount Rushmore of Jad Foods.
Oh, this is good. This is good.
I have it written down.
Okay, pizza.
Listen, pizza.
Number one.
Mountain Dew.
Yes.
Macaroni,
Kraft mac and cheese.
Kraft
Yep.
mac and cheese. Okay,
That's it.
So those. So it's pizza,
pretty accurate.
Mountain Dew, Kraft mac and cheese.
McDonald's hamburger. No hamburger.
No cheeseburger. No, it's a cheeseburger, no
I'm sorry.
burger.
That's
That's
right.
what he orders,
Plain.
which is grilled cheese.
Plain grilled cheese.
I have been with Jad when he's ordered that multiple times, and there are so many conversations that need to be had. All of the managers in the back get together.
I don't know how to even bring this
Like,
out.
when it was like, because what it sounds like you're asking for is grilled cheese. Yes, that's it.
Yes.
Do you want me to put the burger on the side? And you're like, no,
No.
I don't want it. And they're like, well, that's the money part. Like that's,
I know.
That's what
It
you're actually
was.
paying for.
That's why I'm so glad that when they finally started doing the online ordering and app ordering, I'm like, this is the greatest thing ever because I can actually type it in and it's like cheeseburger.
will they make that?
No meat, no onions, no mustard, no ketchup, no onion. Like
You want bread
just have
and
to
cheese.
go on and on and on. And then they're always like, is this a mistake? And I'm like, no, that's what I want. They're like yelling at me, but
So it's-
they actually get it right.
So it's Mountain Dew, pizza, Kraft mac and cheese,
grilled cheese?
and grilled cheese.
I would say that's fairly accurate. Actually, right now I would probably say it's like like buffalo chicken or chicken. Like I can do Cane's as long as I got the dipping sauce. It's all about
Okay,
the
you
sauce.
like that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. By the way, on a side note, there's a fantastic place down in Cincinnati called City Bird. It definitely beats Cane's. which
What
is
does
hard
it
to
beat?
do.
Hot chicken takeover?
I think so. And so
Wow.
does my wife.
Wow.
And she loves hot chicken takeover.
And she's half
She
Mexican.
likes Cane's, and she's half Mexican. So you know.
Or your kids' quarter mix.
Yes, but unfortunately, they got my pasty white skin. So when they were born, I'm like, I am so sorry because now you're just gonna burn the minute that you see sunlight.
Yeah.
It's a terrible tragedy. Anyways, back to my McDonald's story.
Please.
So I'm in the drive-through, and I see they've got the 2 lanes, right? You know where
I
and
hate
you-
the 2 lanes.
I don't like the 2 lanes.
Okay, right. And why don't you like them?
Well, because it makes me want to murder people.
But why?
Because not everybody understands the rules.
People are
It's every other.
indecisive.
It's every other.
It's every other.
It's every other.
It's
That's
every other.
exactly right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
This one just north in Marion.
Mm-hmm.
So we pull up.
The
And there's
Marion
2
one's
cars.
not good.
Yeah.
No, hang on. I
They're wearing-
was actually fascinated by this. So we pull up. 2 cars are in each lane.
Mm-hmm.
I'm behind the car on the right side. They're taking an order at both terminals at the same exact time.
like
Yeah.
yelling over?
I said I've never
Yeah.
ever
There's
in my
2 people
life
on headphones. Yeah.
seen both lanes actually having orders taken because it's always back and forth.
Oh, I
Welcome
hear
to
what you're
McDonald's,
saying.
Let me get your order.
Okay.
You wait, all right, and then it's back. No, so then
So
we
that's
pull
a
up.
compliment to the McDonald's in Marion.
Almost. Let me finish the story.
But
So
then they stop at the same time.
No, so then we pull up. This next car is coming. They're placing their order. I'm placing my order. They got the automated intro, whatever.
I hate the automated intro.
It's the stupidest thing.
It's right.
Do you
so
want to be a
whatever.
part of our rewards? I want, and then somebody comes on. It's like, what do you want? It's like,
Right. Just
Yes.
picking them up. Right. So I start to place my order,
Uh-huh.
and I'm getting like a large.
cheeseburger, no burger.
No. For my kids.
Chicken,
I
no
mean,
chicken.
Do you have a double cheeseburger with neither of the burgers?
Make that a triple.
You know what? Go ahead and throw a third burger away.
I wonder to watch you take it and throw it in the garbage.
It's very
I want
important.
you to-
Don't reuse it. I'm paying for
It's
it. I want you to
mine,
throw it
okay?
away.
Just throw it. I get pleasure.
I want to watch you throw it away. That was messed up.
Oh man. So, anyways, I'm getting a large fry. I'm getting like a frap. And then I'm gonna get a Happy Meal, and I start to and my code, so I've got the code on my phone because you can get free food or discounts or whatever. McDonald's app, by the way, greatest app ever as far as saving money.
Greatest
That's
app
a huge
ever
statement.
as
That
far
is a
as saving
ginormous
money.
statement.
Yikes.
They were the first one to really come out, and dude, like you can get free fries, you can like save $2 off of all kinds of stuff. I mean, it really does have some great deals. I would never order McDonald's without.
I'm
using
guessing
the
there's
app.
some sort of budgeting app that helps you save money that
I
might
mean,
be actually better at helping you save money.
Maybe, but I'm just saying for ordering food.
That's not really my thing.
And that's why we're all broke. Anyways, so it's I say I want the shake. I say not the shake, the frap. I say I want the fries, and then next thing I know, it's putting up like a 10-piece chicken nugget, and I'm like, no, like remove chicken nuggets, and then it's basically an automated. Would you like sauce? Like, what sauce would you like with that? I'm like, no, I don't want sauce. Remove 10 nuggets. And then it adds another 10 nuggets on there. It's like AI.
Yeah.
McDonald's is going like AI.
So you're not talking to a
automated.
real
Is this at the
person.
drive-thru?
No, he's
This is
talking
at the
about
drive-thru.
He's talking about the one that has the fully automated.
I've never. I
ordering
don't
system.
even know what that
McDonald's
It
is.
is the stupidest thing. What he's saying, it happens every time we go there.
Honestly, I have no idea even what you're talking about.
You don't ever talk to
You're
a
not
real
talking to a
person
real person.
until you get to the window. It says, "Hi, welcome to McDonald's. What would you like to?"
And
Yeah,
so
so I
whatever
just
you
thought that
say-
was the normal intro.
Is this the one on North Main Street?
Yeah.
It's like
Okay.
half a mile up the road.
Is it
from
by
the church.
Walmart?
No.
It's on
No.
North Main Street.
Go check it out. Seriously. So then I thought,
Why is he
okay,
north
that's a
of-
pre-recorded.
You're north
auto.
of the tracks.
I don't know
Why would you do that?
You should not go.
I
over
don't
there,
know
Jack.
because I just thought
It's
it
the
was the
wrong side
closest
of the
one to
yeah.
get. Anyway, so yeah, the whole thing's automated, and then finally it's almost like the automated phone calls when you make them.
I hate it.
And it's like until you get frustrated enough, then they finally are like, let us
Speak
get
to a manager.
an account representative
Zero.
to take your order at McDonald's. And I was like, see, I knew this was too good to be true. They will never take both orders at the same
It's
time.
just a matter of time until you're talking to somebody from India, right?
Yes.
Like
Probably.
at the
I
drive-through.
mean, they already do that with like the ITMs at the banks and stuff.
What's
where it's
a
like
ITM?
somebody on. So it's like you pull up, and you know how like you could visually see the people in the window at the
Yeah.
bank. Now it's
Wait
like
a minute.
screen.
You can
and then
visually see them?
yes, you could visually
Whoa.
see
Yeah,
them.
auditorily see
Not
them.
auditorily. Which, by the way, on a side note,
Please.
when
the
they
name
have,
of this episode is going to be Side Note
When
because
they-
I don't think we've ever had.
when they have, why do they have Braille on the drive-up ATM machines? Explain that to me.
Yeah.
Who is
so
that for?
if you have a blind person as a passenger,
What, are they
you
gonna
pull in
reach
reverse.
across?
No, you pull in
and you're like,
reverse.
hey,
Pull in
I'm
reverse?
illiterate.
You're-
Could you lean over and tell me what this says? I see some dots.
No, what I don't understand is when they get their money out, how did they know the difference between a 20 and a 10?
They know, they can smell it. On a blind, I never knew how a blind person in a movie would always be like, oh, you're so beautiful.
I know. That's the thing, right?
like, I don't know. First of all, you don't even know what beautiful is because you can't even
Exactly.
see.
Yeah.
You know, so I don't know what that was always like a thing. Like, oh, yeah.
Oh yes, I
I don't know what.
I want to feel your
I don't
face.
know.
You know, you think about it though, like on the opposite side, is there ever a blind person that does this? They're like, oh God, like, oh no.
Oh, boy.
Is that awkward or are you just fat?
So what are we talking about?
I don't even know. Side note, everything.
Let's do the Netflix suggestion of the week.
Oh yeah, before no, hang on.
Too
Stop.
late. It's too late.
No,
It's
no,
rolling.
no, it's
Let's-
not.
It's rolling.
It's not.
You can't stop it.
Stop it. Pause it.
No, you
I'm
can't.
serious.
There's
Pause
no way
it.
to stop it.
Listen, you guys complain
There's
about.
no way to stop it.
you,
It's already
yes,
playing.
there's a way.
No,
to
there's not.
Stop it. Okay, then after this happens, every single
You're
time I'm
talking
gonna
over
talk
top
over.
of it.
You're right. I'm
Mute
gonna
it,
talk
Mike.
over top
Mute
of
it.
You're gonna talk over top of it every time. Every single week. Can you mute this seriously?
No,
It's just
You're
once
gonna
you
be
started,
late.
it can't stop. It's a great song.
It's got to roll out. There's no way to
It is
stop
what it is. You can't stop
a sound
it.
pad.
It's not a. He's not working off of a iPod.
It's a long intro.
It's very long.
Every single time you guys talk about this and
Yeah.
how you talk about how it's too long.
It's way too long.
It's way too long.
Yeah, it is.
So
It's like a
I'm-
50-second.
It is. It's
Yeah.
50 seconds. I timed it. Every single time I listen, I want to like pull my gun out and just say goodbye, cruel world.
I understand.
But you guys also mention every single time, but you don't offer any solutions, right?
Yeah.
You just complain about it,
Yeah,
and then
okay.
you just still do it
Did you
every single
remix
week.
it for us?
No, so I didn't quite remix it, but I have a thought that listen, even on your stupid podcast, you can hit
You
like,
asked to be on here.
listen.
Nobody
I don't quite
approached
know
you.
if it went that way, okay? But regardless, I'm here.
Hey, you guys still doing that podcast? Hey,
What's
can I
what's
come on?
Hey,
up?
can I Listen, even on your podcast, I mean, again, like episode 106, like right here, you know,
Okay.
it's you can listen to it at normal speed, or you can listen to it at
Oh.
time
Oh,
and a half. You
I
can
see.
listen
Yeah,
to
yeah,
it
yeah.
two
Okay.
times. So
Yeah.
here's where we're going. Okay,
Oh, okay.
I just want you to
Twice as
finally
fast.
hear
Okay, do it.
twice as fast.
I like this.
This is a
Thank
good
you.
idea.
Exactly, it is a good idea. Okay, here we go. Whoops. Hang on. Oh, that's the wrong one.
Is that?
I'm sorry.
Oh my gosh!
Hang on. Here we
All
go.
that for
I
nothing.
think.
You can try to reboot. Every time you're asked to do somewhere, you can have to type it in or does it not?
Oh wait.
Oh my gosh!
Did it?
It's a crap.
What happened?
Crap.
Hang on. I thought I had it queued up. Oh wait. Here we go.
This
hey,
is
there.
this
Okay,
is like a
let me get
Mexican
there.
version.
Listen,
Someone should buy crapapp.com or something. Yeah, I mean, check and see if it's available. Yeah, before the show airs, buy crapapp.com. Go to the crap store. Yeah, the Apple crap store. Crapple.
It's almost there.
That's a good
That's
joke.
like, yeah.
That's a good joke.
Songs to that.
Netflix, maybe Hulu Plus. Netflix, I watch these shows with us. Netflix, maybe Hulu Plus. Or maybe Amazon Prime or something like that, like YouTuber. You don't want to put a box around what you watch, so you never know.
I love that. I do too.
that might be the new version.
That was so much better.
was.
I wanted to sing along. Wow. Thank you, Jad.
You're welcome.
You know
Bringing
what?
solutions to
it
your
was,
show.
It was worth it having you on. That was great. Have you ever listened to our show at half speed? It's a lot of fun.
No, it's
Not
fantastic.
listening. Okay, let's go back.
No, we'll do that later. All right, Jason, what is your Netflix suggestion of the week?
Found on Discovery Plus.
You've been heavy on Discovery Plus
Well, we
lately.
canceled all our subscriptions. 'cause
So
I can't
all you
afford
got
them all.
is Discovery Plus.
Pretty much, and
Free-
Amazon
You don't
Prime.
use the McDonald's app.
Free
That's
trial. Yeah, that's true.
You can
could
save a lot of money.
Save a lot of
I don't
money.
ever eat at McDonald's ever. I never eat
I'm
McDonald's.
surprised at that.
I get a McDonald's black coffee about once a week.
Yeah. Well, I'm a Panera guy, so
Yeah, you have that
Yeah.
subscription.
So, anyways,
Subscription.
yes. Discovery Plus. It's called My Possessed Pet. Why are you guys laughing? And they're telling stories about how their pet goes nuts,
Sure.
and they give a possible solution as this pet is being possessed by.
Do they bring in like a priest or?
Yeah, they do like exorcisms on the pet.
And does it work?
Seems to work, yeah. So it's
Interesting.
entertaining. I've watched 3 episodes. The last one, we watched one last night about a tarantula.
You know
And
what?
A
my wife,
possessed tarantula. Aren't they?
My
all
wife was not-
possessed?
You know, you scoff, but unless you know,
well, there's a story in the Bible. A bunch
Exactly.
of pigs were
pigs. Yeah, but
possessed.
Jesus had to throw them in there. But you know,
Well,
No.
listen. Animals
Listen,
have the
if it
possibility.
happened once,
to
it
be
could happen
possessed.
again.
possible. It is possible.
Yeah.
Of course.
So you guys
It's
don't
biblical.
mock it unless
Okay.
you
I'm
try
not
it.
mocking it. I believe in it.
Yeah. Well, we
I've
saw
seen
one
a demon
with a
possessed
horse.
cat. Most cats, I feel like, are
Yes.
demon possessed.
Well, they have no soul.
Yes.
So, yeah.
It's like an
No,
empty-
we've watched a horse, a dog, and a tarantula.
Mm-hmm.
They were all possessed.
And were they able to remedy the situation?
Yeah.
Kill
Well, the
them.
tarantula
So
died.
what was the horse that was possessed doing?
It went nuts.
It just was like,
Yeah.
Just like spinning in
Wilbur.
circles? Did its like
Yeah, you have to-
head turn 180 degrees?
No, you don't have to be possessed. It's not The Exorcist.
No, I know.
You're not like
Just-
puking. You know.
Oh,
I mean,
it could.
it's possible, but
A horse can puke.
I've never
Yeah,
seen it.
the horse never turned his head all the way
Okay,
around.
gotcha.
I don't think people do that either. By the way.
I
Turn
doubt
their head
it.
all the way around?
Yeah.
I don't know.
You think owls do that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't
It's
think
an
they
owl
do
thing.
that though. I think that it's an illusion. I think. I don't think they're
Deception.
The owls?
It's not like their heads
No,
like
the
on a
possessed person.
swivel.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
They can just turn it more.
So my suggestion is found on Discovery Plus.
Discovery. Have you ever watched Discovery Plus?
Uh huh. My Pimple Popper
Not as
is the
not
number
as
one
good.
show on that.
Not as
I hate
good.
that show.
I've never seen it.
Dan,
Okay.
your suggestion was
I'd appreciate it if you didn't act like you ran the show. My suggestion,
We've got 3 minutes.
obviously, I've been thinking a lot about the new season of Blue Bloods. That goes without saying. I'm very excited about
Yeah.
that.
Tom Selleck.
Yeah.
Still,
It wouldn't be Blue Bloods without him.
of course.
Better or worse than Matthew McConaughey?
Tom Selleck?
Yeah.
Are you kidding? Tom
100
Selleck's on the
times
Mount
better.
Rushmore of. He's on so many Mount Rushmores.
I'd like to see
Magnum
Matthew
PI.
McConaughey sell reverse mortgages.
Exactly.
Give him some time.
or wear a mustache like Tom Selleck.
Oh, the best mustache in the business.
Mount Rushmore
Selleck.
mustaches?
Yes.
We don't have time for that. Dan, keep.
Why do you have a Netflix suggestion? So would it
Would
really?
I come on your
We've
show?
got 2
if I
minutes.
didn't?
Would it, Jad? Would it really annoy you if the show ended? And you just missed your Netflix suggestion. We're like, sorry, we just don't have time for this thing that you prepared for.
I mean,
would that
you know.
bother you? We have had lots of money talk though, which I knew you were. And
Well,
you
there's no time for that now. You just threw everything that, like the one request. I was like, hey, why don't we talk a little tiny bit about money?
and I was
think
like,
it'd be cool.
absolutely, man,
Well, we
good
saved
idea.
money on the McDonald's app.
We talked about that.
It's done.
And pennies.
And pennies.
Yeah.
The would you rather?
Now, Jad obviously has a Netflix suggestion of the week, and I do want to get to it. So let me just go ahead
Yeah.
and give my suggestion,
Okay.
so that Jad will have plenty of time to get to the suggestion, his suggestion for Netflix suggestion of the week.
Are you still logged on Grace's profile?
I still am logged on Grace's Netflix. I mean, technically, Grace logged in, and I've just not unlogged.
Is that a word? Unlogged.
Harrison unlogged earlier.
I
today.
usually unlog after I drink coffee.
Is that a dictionary word? Unlogged. It really is.
Yeah, look it up.
I'm gonna Scrabble challenge that. Look it up.
1 minute.
So
Jesse.
sometimes there's an unsuggestion, you know?
Yeah, we do
and,
that.
Is that a word?
Yes, it
Unsuggestion?
is.
Look that
It's a
one up, too.
desuggestion.
Look at all of these up, Jesse.
A
for next
con.
week's show.
Anyway, there's the show about this guy who's a game warden in Wyoming called Joe Pickett. And I was like, this looks really interesting. Game warden, Wyoming. These are
Yeah.
kind of like my areas. It's awful. And it's on Paramount.
Okay.
And it looked really interesting to me. And it wasn't good. And I tried to watch it. I gave it about 20 minutes. And
Have
I
you
gave it
seen
about 15 minutes longer than I should
The
have.
Paramount documentary about Fiddler on the Roof, how they put it together.
Yeah.
I'm going to watch that next.
It's a good one.
Yeah. Have you seen it?
No.
How
Jad,
would you know it's a good one then?
it's, I don't know. Jad,
Jad, you got exactly 20 seconds
20
starting
seconds.
now.
What is your Netflix suggestion? of
All
the
right.
week?
So it is David S. Pumpkins.
Huh?
David S. Pumpkins.
Are you having a stroke? What is that? David S. Pumpkins?
Yes, David S. Pumpkins.
Is that a person?
It's a Halloween special, and it's
That's the
basically
name of the show?
It's basically
This
yeah.
is Dan signing off for
This is how they treat me every
reminding
week.
you to always keep your stick on
I
the
knew it
ice
was
and never wear the blue sweats.
What's it found on? Mm-hmm. Okay. Sit, Bubba, sit. Good dog.
got milk.
David S. Pumpkins.
Are we done?
What is it on?
It's on YouTube or Prime or whatever you want to buy it on.
All right, that's a show. We're done.
9-9?
Stop.
I gotta go unlog. It is a word, but not. It's
Not
talking
the way that
about
I used it.
forests that have been unlogged. They have not been logged.